Skål. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another bourbon review for you guys, and I am, sorry, just to begin with, I want to apologize if there's a lot of noise around. The garden is being fixed, you know, cutting the grass and everything, so there's a lot of noise. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but just so you know right off the bat. Today I have a Four Roses bourbon. This is a Four Roses small batch, and it costs around 280 Danish crowns for 70 centiliters. That's around 28 pounds, maybe 35 euros, dollars, give or take a little bit. It's 45% alcohol. And as the other bourbons, it is chill filtered but not artificially colored. So yeah, it seems to be an ongoing thing that's what they do with bourbon. I haven't found any bourbon yet that where it isn't like that. So Four Roses have 10 unique recipes for the bourbons. This one is a mix of 4 of those recipes, so should be interesting. Should be should be interesting and fun tasting this. I've tasted Four Roses one time before, as I can remember in my adult life. At that point, it was pretty good, if I remember it correctly. Maybe a little bit too sweet. It wasn't this kind, it was just a normal Four Roses. So I'm really looking forward to tasting this actually. I have my favorite glass of them all, the Dunkeren crystal glass with the beautiful cuts here. Yeah, I love it. There's no sponsored content in this video, and as always, everything on this channel is just my opinion. If you have another opinion, fine. If you want to share that opinion with me, absolutely awesome. Write it down in the comments and let's have a, you know, sound and good dialogue about bourbon, and if you want to, whiskey, rum, or beer as well. So the color is golden, light golden. The leg is quite heavy actually. So far, what I can tell from bourbon is that it can vary in so much in flavor and aromas, because that only 51% has to be corn. The rest can be other stuff, malt, rye, all kinds of stuff. So, and if you have a like the last one, the Jack Daniels, which was, if I remember correctly, 80% corn, and then have something else which is that would only be 51% corn, of course that's going to make a huge difference in the tasting, in the taste, even more than the oak does, like when you drink scotch. So I don't know the percentages in this one, but I'm going to guess that the corn is a lot lower than in the Jack Daniels. There's not that fat, sweet, corny corn influence. So right off, there's some sweetness, a little bit of honey, a little bit of vanilla. There's kind of a cake, sponge cake feel to it. But there's also some bitterness, a little bit of spice. There's a little bit of oak. There's some, yeah. And that sweetness is just a mixture of all kinds of, you know, sweetness. It's not like you can say there's the honey, there's the vanilla, it's just vanilla, honey, cake, maybe even a little fruit sweetness just mixed together, and then that oak, spice, and bitterness also. It's a little sharp, but not a lot. It's actually more powerful than it is sharp. And it seems oily and buttery at the nose. So yeah, skål. Wow, so sharp on the tongue. The tip and on top, a little bit to the back. My eyes are quite watering. So the palate just completely disappears on that sharpness. The finish, however, is quite nice, quite long, quite powerful, but it's oily and buttery with sweetness from vanilla, honey, cake. No fruitiness at the finish, no bitterness or spice at the finish. Second time, not as much sharpness, but there's still quite a lot of sharpness. And at the palate, it has those bitterness. It has that spice. It has that oak feel to it that I could sense in the nose. And then, yeah, so that's how it is. All of it is mixed in there when you nose it, and then the palate has the bitterness, the spiciness, and the oak. The finish actually has a little bit of spice as well. No bitterness, none of that, but some sweetness from that. Yeah, cakey sweetness, vanilla, honey, fruitness. Yeah, not as much fruitiness as I thought at first. It's more that buttery, oily cake, vanilla, honey sweetness. There's actually, this one is really difficult for me because at first the sharpness was too much. Second time was the flavors and the aromas were like meh, not really that intense, and not really that not really very nice. Not that it was bad, it was just nothing great. When you sip it, it kind of grows a little bit on you because it's actually the bitterness and the spice and the oak that has kind of the advantage or the dominance, and then the buttery, oily sweetness is kind of a second thing that wow. The scent that I'm getting right now is really interesting. When I was a kid, my dad used to smoke the pipe. When I was really young, he smoked cigarettes. Then he kind of dropped that and stopped smoking. He didn't smoke that much, so it was pretty easy for him. But instead, he started smoking pipe, and so like every night or every other night, he would smoke one pipe reading his paper. And the way that smoke or tobacco smelled reminds me of this. He smoked something, I think it was a Danish tobacco, and it was called W, a letter we only have in Denmark, Larsen. That was the tobacco. This is almost identical. It's how I remember it, actually. I'm not sure that. So that association, because I remember my dad sitting there in the chair is actually a very fond memory of mine. And it's kind of a, don't know if you want to call it a miracle or something like that, that I haven't started smoking the pipe, because that was, to me it looked like that was when he was most relaxed all day, when he sat there. Sometimes he had a little cognac and all that. Sorry for this. I hope you don't mind me talking about this, but this is a fond memory of mine. Yeah, and for this to kind of smell the exact same way is exciting to me. So sorry for bringing that up. Hope you don't mind it, but I just couldn't not say it. And so this memory takes the rating up for me, and you have to keep that in mind. So the nose is okay. The palate at first was not very good, but it kind of grows on you. I like that bitterness, a little bit of bitterness. I like the spice. I like to taste the oak and all of that. I like the rye, the malt. I like those things, rye and malt, more than I like the corn. So bourbons with less corn and more of the other two is gonna be more my preference. Then the sweetness at the palate, if it's only sweetness, I don't like it. But if it's like a to mix up the flavors, to kind of that extra kick, I actually like the sweetness. So, but it was just, it's a little bit too meh. It's a little bit too in between things. It's a little bit too average for it to score high. So I was at first thinking 5, and then I moved up to 6 to 6.5. And then now with this smell at the end, it is exactly how I remember the smoke from the pipe my dad used to smoke, and the smell from the actual tobacco. That's weird. That's so weird. So that takes it up for me, and you have to keep that in mind. So I'm going to be putting the Four Roses small batch at a 7.5. Remember why I put it up there, because it's not just because of the taste or the actual bourbon. It's because of the memories that I have with this aroma, with this smell. So yeah, that's it for the video today. Hope you don't mind the little twist at the end here. Had to bring it up because it is a big part of my childhood, a big part of what I remember as good things from back then. There was a lot of good memories, but this one was just, I don't know why, but it's a special thing for me. So 7.5 for the Four Roses small batch, sorry. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with friends and family. Also, leave a comment down below. I will respond to all of them. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and make sure to hit that bell button and turn on all notifications. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, like I just said. And please check out my Instagram account. It is Dunkeren_. If you like what you see there, give me a follow there as well. That would really, really mean a lot to me. So that's it for now, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay strong out there. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.